Hi everybody and welcome back to another video. My name is Paul and on today's video we'll be talking about this gun I have right here and how somebody sent it to us in order to get it fixed. Now, as you guys may know, we run a website, rugbabe.com, where you guys could go ahead and order your own tufting gun like this ZQ2 or other tufting materials. So even if you didn't buy your gun from us like this person, we'll go ahead and still help you out. We could offer video support or have you send it to us in order for us to fix it here at our shop. Now, with that being said, let me show you what I did with this person's gun and how we got it fixed. So here we were about 2 weeks ago and we were contacted by this person at our account, support@rugbabe.com. So what we initially did was set up a video chat with this person in order to get a better understanding of what's wrong with their guns and what issues they have. And after running several tests on the guns over video chat, we decided that the best option was to mail it to us. Now, we did do our best to try to figure out the problem over video chat, hoping that it was something easy to fix. But the person that sent the gun felt that the best idea was to send it to us, being that they were a little uneasy about trying to fix it themselves or unsure of what the problem was. Luckily for us, the customer was able to quickly ship it and we received it within about 1 week. So the issue described to us and what we saw over video chat was the gun wasn't spinning. So let's test it really fast. So now that we've tested the gun a little bit, let's go ahead and take it apart, get inside the gun and see what's wrong and see how we could fix it. So here we're just going to take the gun apart to see if the issue is actually with the motor or with the gearbox inside the gun. This process is pretty easy. It's just 4 nuts to take off and a lock nut on the trigger. So now that we have it in 2 pieces, let's go ahead and test out the motor. Since we know the motor doesn't have an issue with it, let's just go ahead and put that to the side and work on the other half. So before we start tinkering with it and taking it apart, let's just see if we could visually see what's going on here. Let's move a couple parts around and see if we could see what the issue is before we take it apart. And the issue is kind of staring us in the face. We could turn the arm, spin the arm, but yet the inside gearbox doesn't move. So now we're basically left with no choice but to take it apart even further and see what's going on. Remember guys, you could always reach out to us at support@rugbabe.com where we could video chat and hopefully help you out there. If not, we could suggest you send your gun to us and we'll have it fixed here at our shop. This is a closer look at what's going on. Since we're spinning the arms, the gearbox should spin, but since it doesn't, that means either something's broken or missing, and that shouldn't happen. So now let's remove the front and take it down further. So again, here's a quick overview of how I took the front end of the gun off the middle part of the gun by just removing the 4 little bolts it had on it. And I also went ahead and took off the stop off the side of the gun as well. So now that we have the gun completely separated into all 3 pieces, we could see that no matter how much I spin it on either side, the gearbox won't turn. This lets me know that the gearbox is broken and that I'm gonna have to either replace it or fix it somehow. So here's a warning while I'm taking it apart. These gearboxes are really expensive and really hard to fix. If your gearbox is broken or you believe it's broken, just go ahead and stop and contact us. We'll fix it for you the right way before it could get damaged anymore. That way you don't have to replace it or buy a new one. Now with the arm clamp off, we could really open it up and see inside. So I'm gonna start off by taking off the side gear off the gun. This is that big wheel on the side of your gun that turns the arm. I'm gonna see if anything's broken or missing on this part. And that looked good. So now let's take off the main gear off the gun and see if that's broken or damaged or what's wrong with it. That looks good as well. So after taking off the stop bar and the spring, let me show you what issue I found with the gun and show you a little closer picture. So here it is. Here's the issue with the gun that caused it to spin and not catch that gearbox. It was a broken stop bar. Now here's a picture of it, of how it should look. And what we did was we actually took it apart, welded it together, filed down this part again and reassembled it all with this new welded piece. So this is why we always recommend, if your gun is having serious issues, just go ahead and mail it to us. All it is a small fee for us to fix it for you and we'll get that problem resolved and send it right back to you. So here all I'm doing is just dry fitting it, making sure it fits in the slot and nothing is binding or any added friction is there. Since everything seems to be checking out all right, let's go ahead and really put it back together this time in reverse order on how we took it apart. But before I do that, let me go and answer a question I get all the time about what these two holes on the top of your gun are. So here's a closer look and the answer is simple. These holes are what you add grease to grease up your gearbox. So looking here, you kind of understand now. Don't ever tighten down the screw all the way because it actually interferes with how the gearbox spins and will cause your gun to jam. So now that I showed you that, let's put our gun back together, starting with the bar and the wheel and the gear that goes on top of it. As you can see, these should fit together flush and then they'll slide into the side of your gun. Since we had the main gear already inside, let's see if it spins, and yes, it does spin. Now that we made sure everything spins and fits on properly and is adjusted just right, let's put that side clamp back on in order to get the gun finished. So here's an issue I didn't see at first. The clamp was actually bent upward, but this was a quick fix and I quickly got it straightened out. After doing that, it's all about working in reverse order on how we took it apart. Remember guys, feel free to contact us. Even if you didn't get your gun with us, we're more than willing to help you out. I understand it's hard to contact these people who sell these guns, but we do our best to try to answer all our DMs and all our emails. And here we have the whole center of the gun put back together, and let's see if after we installed that clamp and straightened it out, it turns and the gearbox turns. As you can see here, it's doing a full 360, which is perfect. Now the gearbox is turning alongside the wheel, which is exactly what should happen. The stop is back in, so we can't completely turn it, but that's fine. Now that we know everything's working, everything's adjusted right, everything's in its proper place, there should be no further issues with this gun. We will run it for a little while after we get it all together, but I don't foresee any further issues. So let's go ahead and continue to put this gun back together. Now putting the trigger and the motor back onto the middle part of the gun, adjusting it and making sure everything's tightened down. So now that everything is tightened down, we made sure to adjust everything and everything is properly in its place. Let's go ahead and test it with the motor and see if it spins. Wow, look at that. The gun works perfectly now. All we have to do is just put it back together now. So once again, working in reverse order, let's go ahead and put the front end on and also adjust those arms. Remember guys, you're not in this alone. You could always reach out to us and we're more than willing to help. I can't stress that enough. And there you go. The last little bit of tightening these 4 bolts down and the whole gun is put together except for the arms. Make sure to check out the other video we have on how to change out the needles and how to change out the scissor and loop pile. That'll go ahead and give you a better idea on what we're doing and how we took it apart and how we're putting it back together. So now that we're finishing up putting the arms back together, let's go ahead and test out this gun and see how good of a job we did at fixing it and assembling it back together. So the owner of this gun did request for us to put the small needle on the gun, which really was no issue for us. Now let's go ahead and test it out. So look at that guys, the gun runs perfectly. It runs so smooth, it runs so easy. I'm doing it with one hand and have no issues with it. Remember guys, it's not only the gun that makes an awesome rug, it's also the cloth that you use as well. Now you could go ahead and find this cloth on our website rugbabe.com, and as you can see here, it's a very sturdy, high quality cloth. It doesn't tear easily and it doesn't get holes punched in it easily. And here's from the front side of the carpet. As you can see, it's a nice thick straight line with no issues, no tears, showing that the gun works properly and the fabric is very good quality. That's it guys, we went ahead and fixed the problem the owner of this gun had and he was very satisfied with what we did. Here's a quick video of us going over what we did to the gun with the owner and how we fixed it. Thank you for watching again, and please subscribe and like. Go ahead and comment. We do try our best to answer our comments, but if not, you could reach out to us at support@rugbabe.com, and also check out our website rugbabe.com, where you could find other tufting materials to help you guys out. We also have plenty of other videos you guys could check out if you guys are interested in learning some more things about tufting or just need a little bit of tips and tricks. Thanks again.